Ladies and gentlemen, this is probably your first and your last opportunity will be when you graduate. So let us honor this moment of seeing the world-renowned Wits Choir. Can we give them a round of applause? That's more like it. Kile, what are our socials looking like?
Ladies and gents, please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and make sure that you hashtag Wits Welcome Day 2026. You hashtag Wits is for life with the number 4 and Wits is forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let's make sure that we follow Wits University on all official social media platforms. Let us use the hashtag for the day and make sure we are seen. I mean, one of the things they always say about Wits, let me see if actually there are Witsies that are already seniors and they will actually finish the sentence for me. When Wits sneezes, you see they are here, but they don't want to say, when Wits sneezes, exactly. When Wits sneezes, the whole country catches a flu. So we must make sure that on our socials, we are sneezing and we're making sure that the country is catching the flu. So let us hashtag Wits for life, hashtag Wits for good, hashtag Wits Welcome Day 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, there are a few safety and health announcements to make. Please make sure that at all times you keep the aisles clear, and should you need to make any form of movements and exit, please look at the nearest exit. There are event staff and marshals that are going to assist you. In the given case of any health hazard or health emergency service needed, we have ER24 on site. That is my far left, your far right, towards that way. If you look also towards the same direction, we have our bathrooms. So if you would need to take a moment to just use the public facilities, they are on your far right and my far left. So ladies and gentlemen, please let us make sure that we are on our socials. There are a number of stores to visit after the welcome day, but please note that they remain closed until we are done with the official proceedings. And if you would like to still get through some queries and things that are important, we have Starrock Park that is open at 11:30, and there will be buses that are going to take you there. And one of the most important things, if you would like to visit some few spaces on campus, this afternoon we have Wits Anglo-American Digital Dome open between 12 and 1 o'clock. If you have a wristband, it is free for you to enter and have a 360-degree experience. We do also have the Wits Origins Center that is open until 3 p.m. for you to have your soft tours. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a video that we would like for you to just watch, so let us focus our sights on the screen.
To the class of 2026, welcome to the University of the Witwatersrand, Johannesburg, also known as Wits. My name is Professor Zablon Vilagazi, Vice Chancellor and Principal, and it is my privilege to greet the class of 2026. You are stepping into a university with a proud history, one that is boldly steeped in shaping the future. Wits is where ideas are tested, discoveries are made, and leaders are formed. I'm delighted to report to you that this year we are open to new frontiers for you. The Wits Anglo-American Digital Dome, which offers an immersive learning that will take you beyond the lecture theatre. At the Machine Intelligence and Neural Discovery Institute, we are advancing research in artificial intelligence and neuroscience that is placing Africa at the center of this emerging global innovation agenda. For sports and health, the Registrar Sports Complex integrates high-performance training with science and clinical experience. Our BioHub is driving breakthroughs in biotechnology and health sciences, connecting researchers with entrepreneurs to try to solve real-world health challenges. And through the multidisciplinary Wits Water platform, we are tackling one of the most urgent issues of our time, ensuring sustainable water, particularly for this city and the country and the continent. Wits is more than buildings and laboratories. It's a vibrant community at the heart of the city of Johannesburg. A city alive with energy and opportunity. It is where you'll find mentors, support, and freedom to cast and shape your own path. As you begin this bold journey, be curious and be proud to call yourself a Witsi for life. Welcome to the Wits family, and all the best to you, and the best for you is yet to come.
Good day. I am Jerome September, the Dean of Student Affairs here at Wits University. It is my delight to welcome you to this great place. You have made the right choice, because Wits will walk the journey with you towards a fulfilled life. And your education will prepare you to make a meaningful contribution to society. The Gateway to Success program was designed with you in mind. It is to help ease your transition from high school into the university and, of course, the world beyond. So do attend, get involved, make sure that you know of all the activities available, both academic and in the student life space. At Wits, we have a range of societies available and clubs, so do check them out. We have sport and recreation, where there's around 28 sports clubs from recreational level all the way to high performance available for you. We have a counseling and career development unit, a primary healthcare clinic, and of course the Center for Student Development, where you can learn about leadership, about entrepreneurship, but there are also a range of volunteer activities available. Campus housing and residence life provides you with a safe space to live and to learn. Here at Wits, we are dedicated to serving you and to walking the journey towards student success fully with you. The idea is that you will graduate in minimum time. You've made the right choice. Welcome to Wits.
Hello, and welcome to Wits University. I'm Professor Nicole de Billings, the Senior Director for Academic Affairs. My job is to have oversight of all the learning and teaching here at the university. Transitioning from high school to university can be challenging. There are many venues, many courses, and the university campus is very huge. You could easily get lost. For this reason, we've designed a 10-day orientation program called the Gateway to Success. This program will orientate you and introduce you to higher education life. There are 3 components. First is the faculty component. Here you will meet your lecturers and tutors and be introduced to specific subject matter in your degree. The second component is student affairs. Here you will get a chance to meet the Career and Counseling Development Unit, Disability Rights Unit, as well as residence life. The final component are your 2 online courses, both of which designed to give you the academic skills you need for your first year of university. The first of these programs is Digital Abilities. This online course will teach you how to use the computer, the internet, as well as grapple with ideas around artificial intelligence. In Climate Change and Me, we will discuss why is the Earth heating up so rapidly and what can we do about it. Both online courses are designed to introduce you to Ulwazi, our powerful learning management system. All your courses for this year will use Ulwazi, and therefore it is vital that you do the courses to understand the software. I wish you all the best. Enjoy your GTS, and I look forward to seeing you all in the graduation roll in a few years' time.
Starting university can be a bit overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. The First Year Experience Mentorship program is designed to give you all the support you need as you make the transition from high school to university life. You will be paired with a senior student who has extensive institutional knowledge and experience of student academic life within the university. Moreover, these are select students who excel academically and in co-curricular activities. These mentors have been in your shoes. They've learned the ropes and are ready to help you through yours. Our mentorship goals are to create a safe space for first-year students to build support networks, to connect first-year students to key support structures, to foster a culture of caring and goal-oriented relationships, to ensure that first-year students feel as partners in their learning journey.
Was there a time where you felt like now you're going through something that's challenging for you, and then the mentorship program, basically your mentor or myself, it's your mentor, came there for you and helped you through that challenge and encounter the difficulties that you had there?
Coming to Wits was like a totally new, different experience for me. And let's just say I had a little bit of imposter syndrome and I really struggled to make friends. However, when the mentorship journey started, you really created a space where we were able to hold interactive sessions with my fellow mentees. Was there anything that you took away from this mentorship experience?
There are many things that I've learned through this experience, which includes being organized, planning meetings earlier, and mostly listening to the mentees and be empathetic to that.
What's the first word you think of when you think about mentorship, and why do you think mentorship is important?
Mentorship is important because it enables the mentor to play that big brother or big sister role for the mentee while they are away from home here at the university space. In addition to that, the role of mentors is to create a sense of community amongst the mentor-mentee groups.
So when I got a mentor, I was really excited about it because I understood that I could ask someone for help. I was not alone. And that showed me that I have a big brother on campus, which for me helped me a lot through my journey of first year.
When you say mentorship, what comes to mind is definitely guiding. It's helping someone through an experience they've never had before. You as a first year student, how has mentorship helped you and enabled you to adapt more to university life efforts?
I was supported so well. I was supported mentally. You checked up on me, did weekly checkups, even monthly checkups, and you gave us advice. You even gave us tips on how to go into teaching experience. Yeah, it was so helpful.
It's been such a great year being part of the mentorship as your mentor. What I wanted to know is, what did you guys take away from the program?
The very first meeting, one thing you were so comfortable doing was sharing your first semester progress report. That kind of cleared the rumors around the fact that when you're in uni, you just need to get a 50 to get away with a pass. But then your marks really said to me, okay, Carol, you can do this.
1 week, I felt completely lost and I ran to Given. He provided me with academic resources that helped me to grasp everything. He also offered me and showed me some places where I could get extra academic help.
Wits Choir.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we please rise for the academic procession.
Post secundam juventutem, post molestam senetutem, nos habebitumus, nos habebitumus. Vivat academia, vivat professores, vivat academia, vivat professores, vivat membrum qualibet, vivat membrum qualibet, semper siti flore, semper siti flore. Gaudeamus igitur juvenestum sumus, Gaudeamus igitur juvenestum sumus, post secundam juventutem, post molestam senetutem, nos habebitumus, nos habebitumus.
Please be seated. Let's give the choir another round of applause. My name is Jerome September. I am the Dean of Student Affairs here at Wits University, and I will be your program director this morning. Good morning. You see, the problem is when people are so serious, I know it's been a roller coaster week, right? Monday, Tuesday, results come out. Wednesday, up to yesterday, offers were being made to you, and you had to rush to get it together and to arrive this morning as a registered student at one of the top universities on the continent. Right? And so we know the competition was tough. The registrar will give us a sense of that. But when the deans in the second row here, when you knocked on the door for admission to Wits, there were no Woolies bags. Right? There were no Woolies bags. You had your result sheet in your hand. And the dean looked at it, the deans together with the heads of school, they looked at that result sheet and they said, yo, this is a Witsie. This is a Witsie. And they opened the door. The front door. So, let's do this again because you are a Witsie now. Right? So Witsies are never shy. When Witsies walk into the room, everyone knows they're there, right? Because we've got that bounce in our step and that edge, right? So let's do the good morning again. There's one of me, there's close to 10,000 of you, so let it sound like that. Witsies, good morning. There we go, there we go. It is really a great honor for us to welcome you to Wits this morning on this chapter of your journey. You have shown over the last couple of years, and particularly over the last year, that you've got all the stuff to succeed at a top university on this continent. And so we are here this morning dressed up in the way that we are because we want to honor your hard work and we want to honor the sacrifices that your parents and guardians and loved ones would have made to get you to this point. It's a special day. It's a very special day. Now, whether you are the first in your family to come, or whether you're a fourth or fifth generation student that's coming to Wits, this is a special day. And we look forward to walking this special journey with each and every one of you. This is the number one university on the continent for innovation. This is where you clap. It's kind of like, it's kind of like this is my new home. This is the home of the Varsity Cup Young Guns champions in South Africa. It is the home of the ladies basketball national champions, the men's national basketball champions. We have, you would know Mornay van der Berg in the Springbok team doing great things there. We have a number of Witsies in the junior Springboks. We have Witsies in the national netball team, in the hockey team. And guess what? Last year, our student entrepreneurship club, Enactus, was crowned the South African champions and made it to the quarterfinals of the Student Entrepreneurship World Cup in Thailand. This isn't just any place. And so when the dean saw that list of what you offer, they said, this is the person that's going to help us build this legacy and that's going to come here and do great, great things. So, welcome to Wits. A special thank you to Kamugelo Mabe and Kelebogile Muruke, who ably handled the pre-formalities program. If we could also just give the two of them a warm round of applause. They are both Wits alumni. It is just for me to give you a quick indicator of how the program will run this morning. We are joined by the Vice-Chancellor, the Deputy Vice-Chancellors, the Deans of all the faculties, the heads of school, the University Registrar, our special guest speaker that I will introduce to you, the SRC President and the Students' Representative Council, all of us here this morning to honor and to celebrate you and to welcome you to this great place. Some of you might sit with a little bit of anxiety because you're thinking, registration, I want to go to Starrock Park, I need to sort this out and sort that out. No, relax, right? Take a breather. Enjoy this ceremony and this special moment. After the ceremony, there will be an opportunity for you to go to Starrock Park and to sort out whatever admin you still need to sort out. But remember, you are registered, so you can also, if it's about a student card or whatever, you can sort that out tomorrow. You will have time. And as you go, please also be cognizant, there might be many, many of you who want to do that at Starrock Park. If you could just be conscious of the numbers. Maybe it doesn't have to be mom and dad and uncle and grandma and all the 5 great-grandchildren. Maybe they all don't need to go to Starrock Park. Maybe some of them can enjoy the festivities out here while you and maybe one parent or maybe squeeze in a second if you really have to quickly go and sort that out. I also ask that you please remain in the venue until the end. Once the Vice-Chancellor has spoken, there will still be some concluding things and the procession will then leave the room. It is at that point that you will also be asked to leave the venue and to enjoy what is here. It is now my pleasure to invite the University Registrar to formally welcome you to the university. Ms. Carol Crossley is the University Registrar responsible for the admission, registration, and graduation of our students, and all things administration, policy, rules, all of that falls within her portfolio. Registrar, over to you. Good morning.
Good morning, Witsies, and it's an absolute pleasure to welcome you here, and I hope you're going to start getting used to the phrase Witsie, because in 3 years' time, or 4 years' time, or perhaps if you are doing medicine in 6 years' time, but only if you are doing medicine, that you can take 6 years, you will then be called a Witsie for life. But actually, that journey begins now that you are a registered student. So on behalf of the university, this is really a warm welcome from our side. And as our Dean of Students mentioned, this is actually a special occasion for you, but it is for us as well, because I want you to remember one number from today's ceremony, and that's the number 28. So that number is significant because 1 in 28 of you have been selected out of the 160,000 students that applied for 5,800 places. And I really would like you to applaud yourselves. So when the going gets tough, when you get that first assignment back, or when you're writing your July exams, or when things are not so easy, just remind yourself, okay? You're number 28, and you got in, and you're here to prove a point, firstly to yourself, as well as achieve, and so that your family, your loved ones, your community, your school that you've come from can be proud of you, because we are proud of you, and we are proud to welcome you, because as the Dean said, you are the chosen 5,800 first-year students to our university. So welcome to Wits, and we know that you are going to have a great time. I also want to thank the parents, the guardians, the families, the loved ones for entrusting your son, your daughter to Wits University for the next few years, and we ask that you walk the journey with them. Not for them, but with them. So please support them when they need that support. Be there to encourage them. Be there also to remind them of their responsibilities. It has cost a lot of money, a lot of sacrifices from many of you to get your son and daughter to this point. And sons and daughters, the Witsies now, please, you owe it not only to yourself, but to your family and to your loved ones to prove that you can do this, you can achieve this. You've got into the door. Now it is up to you to make the best of this, to go out there, to achieve things, and to make your mark in the world. And on that note, I would like to say welcome, and we look forward to carrying this journey on with you. Thank you very much, Jerome.
Thank you, Carol, for welcoming our first years and their families to Wits. You heard that number 1 in 28. It makes you incredibly special, but it also puts quite a responsibility on your shoulders to focus and to always let the main thing be the main thing, right? And the main thing is your studies. That's the main thing. At the university, we take the participation of our students in the governance of the university, in helping us create the right environment for your success incredibly seriously. And so once a year, there is an election, a campus-wide election that takes place to elect eventually 22 members to serve on the Students' Representative Council. It is a statutory body. That means it's by law that they participate, and they have a number of substructures and committees. Many of you would have interacted, for example, with the House committees overnight when you were signing into RES, and you will know how special those House committees are, the incredibly important work that they do in helping you feel welcome at Wits. That's part of what the SRC does. So the SRC, there's an International Student Sub-Council, there's a Sports Sub-Council, Students with Disabilities Sub-Council, societies, academics, postgrad, you name it. And these are all opportunities for you to get involved in shaping your leadership, in shaping the future, in helping make Wits even better than it is today. And so I am now going to invite the SRC president to deliver his message to you. But I've asked, before I introduce him, I ask that the whole SRC please come up and join us on stage here. So the whole SRC. Let's welcome them to the stage. There we go. I'm going to introduce you. Thank you. I now introduce the president of the SRC standing next to me here. Gilbert Nchabeleng is the president of the Students' Representative Council for this year. He holds a Bachelor of Arts in Communications, Media Studies and English, a BA Honours in English Studies, a Master's in African Languages, Literature and Linguistics, and he is currently registered for a PhD in African Literature. Gilbert Nchabeleng.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean of Students, for such an incredible introduction. But in your introduction, you made a mistake. I don't hold one master's degree, I hold two. Full research. One master's is by full research with a cum laude. The other one is by research and coursework with a distinction in research report. So you're supposed to be the leadership. Okay, thank you. For now, I'm going to introduce my SRC collective, led by the capable leadership of Deputy President Sibusiso Ngele. Sibusiso Ngele holds a Bachelor of Science in Biology Sciences. He also holds a Bachelor of Science in Honors in Biochemistry and Cell Biology. He is currently awaiting for examination for his Master's degree of Science in Molecular and Cell Biology. Deputy President. After Deputy President, chronologically, we have Secretary General, Miss Antoinette Khoza. She holds an undergraduate degree in Bachelor of Education, Senior Phase, and FET Teaching. She also holds, she just completed her honors degree in Educational Leadership, Management, and Policy Studies. Currently, for this year, she's going to be reading for her Master's in Education and Educational Leadership, Management, and Policy Studies. According to protocol, I'm supposed to introduce her deputy, but I'm going to go to the Treasurer General. The Treasurer General of SRC is Sonobo Mhlahlo. Sonobo Mhlahlo just completed his degree in Education, Senior Phase and FET, and currently he will be reading for his honors in Education, Educational Languages, Literacies, and Literature. TG. So we have Deputy Secretary General, Aphelele Qwabi. Aphelele Qwabi holds a bachelor's degree in Education, Senior Phase and FET. For this academic year, she's going to be reading for her honors in Educational Leadership, Management, and Policy Studies. That was the executive of the SRC. After the executive of SRC, we have academic officer, Mantula Qaba. Mantula Qaba holds a Bachelor of Arts in Political Studies, Media Studies, Sociology, and for this academic year, she's going to be studying for her honors in Media Studies. After the academic... No, I can see they said I still love you. After academic officer, we have bursaries, fundraising, and stakeholder relations, held by Matlazi Musima. Matlazi Musima, she's doing her final year for BA degree in theater and performance. We also have legal and constitutional affairs officer, Tuto Hleza. Tuto Hleza is doing his final year, which is a 4-year degree in Bachelor of Education, Senior Phase and FET. Thank you. We also have projects, media and campaigns officer. Wits Welcome. Wits Welcome is doing her final year for BA in international relations, politics, majoring in politics and international relations. Comrade Boo. After we have health and wellness officer, Nsovo Sondlane. Nsovo Sondlane, she's doing her final year in for BSc engineering, civil engineering. Gender and transformation officer, Tapelongwana.
Thank you, Jubilee.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jubilee. Please
Thank
take
you.
your seats.
Thank you. Thank you. And good. Okay, thank you. And I'm going to employ everyone for the sake of time that we chair our leaders accordingly, but we just do it briefly. Thank you. So Tapelongwana holds a Bachelor of Arts in International Relations and Media Studies. She just completed her postgraduate diploma in public and development management. For this academic year, she's a master's candidate in development and economics. Now, these were 13 directly elected SRC members. Now we go to, because SRC also comprises of what we constitutionally call Section 20. Section 20 is the substructures of the SRC. Your international relations, sports, and the related likes. So I'm going to be introducing them. Firstly, we have all faculty chairperson, Sandile Sebanda. Sandile Sebanda, he's pursuing his undergraduate Bachelor of Arts in Theatre and Performance, majoring in Directing and Physical Theatre. All chair. Thank you. Thank you. Also. Thank you. So we go to international rep, sub-council rep, Mary Teresa Ilego. She's actually, for this academic year, she's wrapping up her Bachelor of Sciences degree in civil engineering. Now we go to the seniors of the institution, the postgraduate association. We're then going to go to introduce the chairperson of PGA, Mathoromela Silas Seabe. Chairman Silas completed his BSc degree in computer sciences and applied mathematics, also completed his honors degree in computer sciences. I'm waiting for him to finish. Currently, he's wrapping up his master's degree in computer science. It has been 2 years, he must complete. And we go, also, thank you. Nokendo still loves you, Silas. We now go to secretary of the PGA, secretary, not secretary general. Silas Mutadi, Shadrach Mutadi. Shadrach Mutadi completed his degree in civil engineering and has been reading for his master's degree for the past 2 years in civil engineering. You should complete, Comrade Silas. Now we go to Mamela Nyandeni. Mamela Nyandeni is a SRC rep from sports. Mamela Nyandeni completed her degree, BA Bachelor of Arts degree in film and television. For this academic year, that was an honors degree. For this academic year, she's going to be reading for her master's in cultural policy and management. Now I see Mr. Basil is gazing at me. We also have all races representative council represented by the chairman of the very council. The chairman of the very council graduated for his first degree in BCom law and currently is reading for his second degree in LLB. Chairman. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the sake of time. Let's just arrest it a bit for the sake of time. Thank you very much. Chairman, under your leadership, we used to have a complex and antagonistic race culture at Wits. We hope that under your leadership, that is not going to be the case. Congratulations once again on leading the most complicated and problematic races at Wits. So, that was your SRC collective, which was then introduced by me as their leader as SRC president. I'm now just going to I'm going to request them to go and then be seated so that I can give. We may be seated, thank you. Vice Chancellor and Principal of the institution, Professor Zebulon Vilakazi, Dean of Students, Mr. Jerome September. Hopefully in the next coming 2 years, I'm going to be able to call you a doctor. The academics present, in particular, the Dean of all faculties, and everyone present at the forefront, all protocols observed. Honorable Vice Chancellor, it often becomes complex to then give a message of welcome to the creme de la creme of the country. So I'm going to start with a few African proverbs. When I grew up in Limpopo, I was told that if you were to walk through the village at dawn, you will find elders sitting quietly at the edge of their fields, not because groups have grown overnight, but because wisdom teaches that what you cultivate patiently will eventually feed generations. And of course, there's an African proverb that reminds us that knowledge is a garden. If it is not cultivated accordingly, you'll not harvest it. This proverb does not simply or narrowly speak to books and lectures. It speaks to discipline, to care, to time, and most importantly and fundamentally, to community. A garden is never tended by one person alone. It is sustained by many hands across seasons and through droughts and abundance alike. Today, as we welcome the most important stakeholders of the institution, the first years who just matriculated recently into the University of Witwatersrand, we're not merely opening an academic year, we are welcoming all of you as first years into the garden of ideas, debate, discovery, but most importantly, and I'll emphasize this, and most importantly, a sense of responsibility. We warmly welcome our first-year students, and we extend our steep and respectful welcome also to your parents, guardians, and families. Your presence here affirms a simple but profound and fundamental truth. No student arrives at university alone. That's why we must always appreciate our parents. Behind every student, first-year entrant student seated here, there's a story of sacrifice, encouragement, discipline, prayer, problematic budgeting, and at times, very long motivational speeches, either in the dining room watching Skim Sam or in the kitchen having dinner. To the class of 2025 matriculants, we say salutations, bravo, and elogies. Completing matric is no small achievement, simply because you navigated pressure, deadlines, uncertainty, and that uniquely South African experience of writing exams while deciding your entire future. Congratulations, you have made it. To parents present here today, this is also your graduation day. Many of you end this welcome day through sleepless nights, emotional resilience, but most importantly, extraordinary commitment to your children. Hence, they entered one of the most prestigious institutions, not just in the continent, but in the world as well. And congratulations, Vice Chancellor. Last year, we were able to rank accordingly with a college in Cape Town called University of Cape Town. Sorry, Dean of Students, I know you might be problematic around this. Being admitted to Wits is a significant achievement which all of us must cherish. The University of Witwatersrand remains one of Africa's leading research-intensive universities, consistently ranked highly, both continentally and globally. Each year, Wits receives more applications than it can accept. In the previous year, we received more than 200,000 applications, only with a space of at least 6,000. As you sit here today, and I'm emphasizing the statistically, I don't want the registrar to fight me. I'm statistically emphasizing that most of you made it simply because to enter Wits is not a child's play. As you sit here today, you are amongst top achievers of your cohort. This reflects not only talent, but what I just recently spoke about, discipline, work ethic, and strong support system, and you should be proud. Nationally, the matric pass rate for the class of 2025, in all fundamental honesty, it is quantitatively impressive. However, Vice Chancellor, we should be honest as academic institution and as academics in our critical reflection and analysis. Numbers alone, they don't tell a full story. Persistent pitfalls and disparities remain across provinces in subject aggregates and access to bachelor level study. A high pass rate dominated by high certificate and diplomas, when aspiration should be broader access to degrees, points to nothing else except a structural weakness in our basic education system, particularly when it comes to resource allocation, which to us, we believe that they're uneven. As the 104th administration of the Student Representative Council, abbreviated SRC, we therefore pose an important question to the Department of Basic Education. Hopefully they're present here. How do we ensure that future generations experience both quantitative success and qualitative excellence, regardless of where they're coming from, either Limpopo, Eastern Cape, Western Cape, or KZN? But with that being said, we need to also emphasize this to our first-year entrant students. To be a Wetsi is not a child's play, like we said. It's to accept their responsibility. It's to pursue academic excellence. It's to think critically. It's to engage the society with confidence and courage, as the Dean of Students has emphasized. Wits students are known not only in the country, but in the continent. Not only in the country, but in the continent for their intellectual independence, but most importantly, for their advanced social consciousness. There's a saying on this campus, I'm surprised Dean of Students did not speak about this, that when Wits sneezes, the whole country catches cold. But I suspect that Vice Chancellor would prefer that we sneeze less and we publish more as a research-intensive institution. But history tells us that ideas born at Wits have always traveled far. Hence, we pride ourselves of being globally competitive and continentally respected. Wits, as globally respected as it is, yet firmly grounded in African realities. Our graduates not only lead in boardrooms and laboratories, but in clinics, classrooms, courts, communities across the world. To be a Wits is not simply to earn a qualification, is to develop intellectual confidence that ultimately must be able to generate solutions to complex societal problems which our society is confronted with. But another thing which you must also be open around and honest is that the South African higher education is facing a serious fundamental and structural funding crisis. Universities are expected, like Wits, to deliver a world-class outcome while operating within a limited state financial subsidy that has not kept pace with rising enrollments, inflation, and most importantly, the real cost of education. The current funding model administered by the Department of Higher Education in the form of a redundant state loan shark called NSFAS has increasingly failed to meet the lived realities of our students. And that is why, Vice Chancellor, we have a problem currently with the registration of returning students. The reality, however, which we must emphasize, is that in the contemporary and post-apartheid South African state, we're no longer, when we speak of access, we're not only concerned with getting into university, which used to be a greatest and significant challenges back in the days. Staying in the university, continuity, and sustaining that access, it is what poses a serious fundamental predicament for us. But what we mean by access? Access, we do not simply mean admission. We mean the ability of a deserving student to register, attend lectures, access learning materials, be able to eat food security VC, research safely, and complete their qualification, not only within the requested time framework, but also with dignity. Access is not just a single moment. It is a continuous journey. Hence, when we speak of access, we must also emphasize the stay of students who initially were enabled access to enter institution. Year in and year out, academically deserving students arrive at Wits full of promise, being told, like I'm telling you now, that you are creme de la creme of the country. However, when you arrive in the institution, you are confronted with structural challenges in the form of financial gaps, delayed subsidies from the state, and exclusions from existing financial aid frameworks that are not failures of effort, but failures of a system under decay and under strain in the context of the state VC. It is precisely for this reason that the SRC at Wits has always undertook and instituted their own initiatives. Hence, the 104th administration, in light of the current existing financial crisis within the Department of Higher Education and within higher education space as a whole, it is establishing what we call the SRC Access Fund, which is aimed at us. But what is SRC Access Fund, and why are we deliberately speaking about access? The SRC Access Fund, abbreviated SAF, is a student-led, transparent, and needs-based intervention designed to protect merits and preserve dignity, preserve merits of students. I don't want to be accused tomorrow of defending failure. The SRC Access Fund exists to ensure that students who have earned their place at Wits are not only academically excluded because of temporary financial barriers and pitfalls. It is about safeguarding continuity, potential, and a hope which are sparking to the first-year students and their parents gathered here alike. To our parents, it is against this backdrop that we implore our parents, guardians, alumni of the institution, as well as the stakeholders who are present here, that an institution thrives, institution like Wits thrives when those who are able to support those who are deserving. Contributing to the SRC fund is not a charity, it is an investment in academic excellence, social justice, and of course, in light of the current state failures for the future leadership of this country. Hence, we implore all abled in private sector to ensure that they are at the end of this session, they see how best to make a contribution to the existing Student Access Fund. To us, and to all of you, for the sake of clarity, information on how to support SRC Access Fund is available through SRC, the Deanery's office, and all relevant offices within the institution. To the parents, I'm wrapping up. To the parents, permit me to reassure you that the Wits global prestige is not built on rankings alone. It is built on people. And while Dean of Students may appear to be calm and welcoming on stage, we know and we appreciate that behind the scene, they always work tirelessly to ensure that the students' welfare, discipline, and dignity remains crucial and central to the modus operandi of Wits. Dean, we appreciate that. And of course, even when we send you emails at night, midnight, all together with the Deputy Dean, you always respond timely to our plight. This is where, again, the Student Representative Council comes in. The Student Representative Council, abbreviated SRC, is the first line of defense for students. The collective voice of students, we are the collective voice of students, and most importantly, we are their advocates. We engage with university management constructively, and when necessary, we are critical with them. Not only do we engage them critically and constructively, and yes, we must acknowledge that sometimes management you see sitting here, they may appear liberal, or in some instances, they are liberal in their interpretation of policy. But that is why SRC exists, to ensure that they're going to safeguard, champion your academic interest. But of course, that championing and safeguarding, it occurs through fairness, accountability, and our unconditional commitment to access. And I'm saying this as an SRC president and currently reading for his PhD, who understands that both promise and the pressure of academic life, that the leadership and scholarship must work together. And I'm saying this because I don't want you to fail. Tomorrow academically bunk classes, you underperform, and tomorrow you go to SRC to say, I underperformed, and therefore you must go and fight for me. We are advocating for excellence. To the first year students, welcome, and you belong here. Of course, we expect excellence of you, but support is real, and we are always going to ensure that necessitated support is provided through and through. Your voices matter, but I must assure you that the journey will be demanding, but you are not going to walk alone. At least I'm speaking as a Liverpool fan. You will never walk alone. You are SRCC. As you step into this new chapter, remember the proverb we began with. Knowledge is a garden. Tend it with discipline, protect it with integrity, but most importantly, share its fruits generously. To us, like Mangaliso Robert Sobukwe said, education means service to Africa. That is a promise of Wits University. That is a commitment of your SRC. With that being said, I welcome all of you as the first entrance students to the University of Witwatersrand. Welcome to a community of thinkers, leaders, but most importantly, change makers. Thank you very much. Let's not forget.
Most days I ask hard questions of power, of policy, of people. Today I'm asking something else. What makes a place matter? You see, Wits is more than just lectures and late nights. It's a current running under the city, pulling thinkers, builders, rebels, and researchers into its flow. It's where ambition finds language, where purpose shakes off the dust, where your wildest idea doesn't wait its turn. It grabs a seat in the front row. Here, I find the answers are growing, loud, young, focused. Welcome to Timuluhong. This is where Wits trades gowns for hoodies and ideas for prototypes, apps, animations, algorithms, startups, pitch decks. You'll find animators arguing with AI, coders chasing funding, designers building businesses between espresso shots. This is where dentists cut their teeth. Literally. This one's been giving me the silent treatment all morning. Don't know if I've offended him or if he's just really into his oral hygiene.
Well, Bongani, according to my calculations, that patient has a 99.7% probability of biting back.
Wits' most precise intern. She doesn't sleep, she doesn't snack, she doesn't miss a beat. Well, mostly because she's not human.
That's right, I'm Naledi, the latest Wits creation, at your service.
From phantom heads to robotic arms, from cryoablation wands to laser-guided implants, medicine doesn't wait for tomorrow. It operates in the now. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn. It's time for the showreel.
And now it's time to flex. Guys, it's so much more than a sports complex. It's really performance in progress.
A century of change. Questions asked, boundaries moved, futures made. Wits was never just about what is, it's always asked what could be. You've seen the minds, the makers, the mission, drawing us in, moving us forward. We invite you to explore, to grow, to challenge. See, this is how legacy lives on, not just in what Wits has built, but in what you help it to become.
Yes, let's give a round of applause. So I'm now going to introduce a guest speaker who will also be followed by the Vice Chancellor. But just in terms of the SRC inputs, you would have heard or you would have noticed two things. Number one, it's a very strong postgraduate group of students, and I think that is quite unique in the country this year, where our students are in fact postgraduate student-led, and I think that deserves a round of applause. The second thing is the emphasis on excellence, on success. We were even being called up to finish up our research and our qualifications, and I think as parents and as first-year students, that is an important signal of where our emphasis is, what matters to this university, the academic excellence. And of course, I want to encourage our first-year students outside the classroom. This could be you in a couple of years' time. There are a number of clubs, of societies that you can join, around 30 sports clubs. Just under 100 societies that you can check out in another week's time. During the fair, there will be a societies fair. So Gateway to Success starts on Tuesday. It will run until next week, Friday, and in next week, there will be clubs, societies, and so on for you to have a look at. If your interest isn't there, there's like a range of clubs, very many of them, all sorts of things. If your interest isn't there, this is your moment to start that society around that initiative that's important to you. And I want to challenge you as the first year class to do exactly that. If you like sunflowers, hey, this is the moment to start the Sunflower Appreciation Society, right? You'll convince 25 others sunflower appreciation is important, right? You'll fill out the forms, you'll write your constitution, you'll take it to the SRC, and you'll convince them to approve it. And once approved, you will get more people involved, and every week you will lead the charge to appreciate sunflowers. And we will support you on that mission. You'll get a small budget, you'll be able to have meetings, and the wonderful thing about societies is that you will learn real skills, you'll get real experience. And so when you sit in front of an employer and they ask us, tell us of a time that you, then you'll tell them the beautiful story of the Sunflower Appreciation Society. How you initiated, how you convinced others, how you wrote a proposal, how you increased the membership to 500 people, and how you appreciate sunflowers so much that it's actually making a real difference. So I really want to encourage you to get involved. One of our alumni will now briefly address you this morning. That's Ms. Vinky Mlilo. She graduated in 2013 with a Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Engineering. This was followed up with a higher national diploma in Civil Engineering at UNISA. Her passion for structural analysis, both in hand calculations and finite element modeling, led her to be an aeronautical engineer. She was recently promoted to Deputy Head of Aircraft Systems. That's from the position of Chief Stress Engineer at Milcor, a proudly South African defense and aerospace company that offers turnkey defense solutions in air, land, and sea systems. In 2023, she started a program called Strive to Thrive, designed to empower learners. Let's welcome Vinky Mlilo to briefly address us.
Okay, let's get this right. If it falls, it's okay. It's part of life. Thanks, Jerome, for the beautiful welcome. However, you just complicated my speech. But it's okay. I would just like to first acknowledge the Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Zebulon Vilagazi, the Senior Executive Team, Deans of Faculties, Heads of Schools, Program Director and Dean of Students Affairs, Mr. Jerome September, our parents and guardians, and our special first years, or let me rather say it again, our special Wits first years, our beautiful matriculants of 2025. Can we just give them a round of applause? Thank you so much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vinky Mlilo, not Mlilo, Mr. Jerome. I was born in Mpumalanga, and not so long ago, or just before I could even say the word mama, we relocated to Joburg in a township called Ivory Park in Midrand. That's where I grew up, and that's where I matriculated in 2006. Yes, I also did a medicine because I graduated at Wits in 2013. I am a proud former Witsie. I graduated at Wits in 2013 with a bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering. 2 years when I started working, I developed a strong passion for structures. I wanted to design aeroplanes and bridges and houses, but it doesn't work like that. So I wanted to pursue something that would then give me knowledge in civil engineering. And I thought I would do my postgrad at Wits again in civil engineering, but it was just too complicated. But because I wanted to know more about civil structures, I then went to UNISA as part-time as I was working, doing my civil engineering national diploma. Didn't continue with that so much, but I'm not gonna dwell into that today. So once again, I welcome all the first years of 2026. I work for Milco Integrated Systems, as they have mentioned. I am a chief stress engineer, but recently been promoted to deputy head of airframe systems. Thank you. To the first years, this is the beginning of an interesting journey in your adult life. I refer to it as interesting because so many crazy and beautiful memories will be created out of this journey. You will meet interesting people, interesting characters, and some of you are gonna meet their lifetime friends. Some of you will meet their business associates, and some of you are gonna meet their spouses. And yes, of course, I can hear some of the parents going like, not my child, they're here for education. And yes, education and that degree is the ultimate goal, but it is the reality of this journey. Some days will be hard. Some days will be so difficult that quitting seems to be the easiest option, but you will not quit. And yes, some days will be full of celebrations. You will celebrate having achieved that deadline or met that deadline, having come up with a beautiful idea or the best idea out there, coming up with solutions, great innovations. All of that is part of it. But then, if you are like me, you will also witness your friends and peers graduate before you. And of course, you will celebrate them. It's beautiful. And there will be hope that next year it's your turn. And then you find yourself in class with that grade 10 learner that you left in class 2 years ago. And that is so painful. But it's the reality, and it's my reality, and that is my story. And for a long time, I was so ashamed of sharing that. I was so ashamed to tell people that it took me 7 years to complete a 4-year degree. But that's because at the time, I didn't understand, or I had the wrong or incorrect definition of failure. It broke me. It took my confidence. I mean, I thought about it. If I go to work and I make a mistake, of course we expect it because she took 7 years to complete a 4-year degree. It took Wits to put me through an extended program. I don't know if Wits still has that, but what they did is they would identify, in the first term, they would identify students that had potential but were struggling. And then they will give them, it was more to introduce the degree or the pressure of varsity progressively, and it was a beautiful thing. So what it did is it extended the degree from 4 years to 5 years. So that means I would have studied my degree in 5 years. I still wanted to fight that because I've got it. I was one of the best, like you. I also had a bursary that paid for everything. Well, fortunately, I didn't struggle with my finances. The bursary paid for everything. I mean, I had allowance, and life on the surface seemed so beautiful. So it took that for me to realize that I was setting myself up for failure and a possible exclusion. So yes, I wanted to fight it because I also wanted to finish in record time. And I knew, or I thought I knew I could finish it in record time. But God saved me. It wasn't I, but God. And you know why I say God? Because I wanted to fight it, but I wasn't ready and I didn't know it. But God could see that I wasn't ready for the pressure. I wasn't ready for the level of responsibility that is required when you get to varsity. I approach varsity with my habits from high school, where if you are lucky, you will pass even when you study the day before. Or if you are smart enough for high school, then you pass even you study the day before. So I approach it in that manner. But I went through the extended program, and luckily my bursary agreed to it, and they continued to pay. It was beautiful. I did very well. I learned a lot through that. And then I got to my third year in 2011, and I could see the finish line. I was about to graduate in 2012. Then again, I failed. I promise you this one, I don't know why. Because I had put my all, I dedicated myself to it. But life has different routes and different plans for us sometimes. It was one subject, but then it also added an additional year to my studies. So now I was at 6 years of my degree. As painful as it was, I was so determined to finish because I always had a greater vision. So I took it on. In 2011 or 2012, I completed my third year, and I was in my fourth year in I was in my fourth year in 2012. And now I was at the true finish line. I even had, I think we took our fourth year photo the previous year. I can't remember, but it was all so clear that I am finishing in that year. And disappointingly, I failed again. And this time, Wits also said, no, girl, we are done. This is it. Then they issued me a letter of exclusion. I think they call it that. So I was excluded in my final year. This was 2012. But Wits, like how? How do you exclude somebody when they are in their fourth year and they're about to finish? So I had failed 2 of my subjects, my research project and my design project. I appealed it. They accepted it, and it was okay. I was allowed to come back in 2013 to finish, and I completed, and I graduated. So the beauty of it is that when you walk up that stage in Great Hall, that feeling is unmatched. And it doesn't matter if you took 4 years, if you took 5, and if you took 7. Because the goal is success. And as John Maxwell puts it, success is a journey. It's not a destination. And this journey of life is different for each one of us. So do not compare yourself to other people. Push yourself, of course, but do not compare yourself to other people. So what I would like to say to the first years today is it's possible. Record time is also possible. Some people have done it, so can you. But you will be required to put more effort. This transition can be overwhelming. You will need to reevaluate yourself, reevaluate your habits and your study patterns that worked for you in high school that are no longer working for you. You will be required to step up and put more effort. And just know that failure is inevitable. Whether you face it now or you face it later in your professional life, in your private lives, it is going to come. But the question is, how are you going to receive it? And I would encourage you today that if setbacks, or if you come across setbacks in this journey at Wits, just know and accept the circumstances of your failures, accept it and learn from it, and you will be successful. But after all, it's a beautiful journey. Be involved, create beautiful memories, fun memories, have fun, be involved in societies, be involved in clubs, meet new people, meet new friends, and make meaningful relationships. You will enjoy your life at Wits, and it's all worth it. And I'm speaking from experience. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Vinky, reminding us that it is possible. First years, it is possible. Even during the tough times, we are here to support you. It is now my pleasure for the keynote address to introduce the Vice Chancellor and Principal of Wits to address us. Professor Zebulon Vilakazi FRS has served as the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of the Witwatersrand since January 2021 and is currently in his second term of office. A distinguished nuclear physicist by training, his leadership is grounded in the belief that universities must combine academic excellence with real-world impact, and that graduates should leave not only highly skilled, but socially conscious. He completed his PhD at Wits in 1998 and went on to do a postdoctoral fellowship at CERN in Geneva. In 1999, he joined the University of the Cape Town, where he established South Africa's first experimental high-energy physics research group, contributing to the ALICE experiment at the Large Hadron Collider. His career has also included senior leadership roles as the group executive for research and development at the Nuclear Energy Corporation of South Africa and as director of Itemba Labs. Professor Vilakazi was at the helm as Wits marked its centenary in 2022, guiding the university through its 100-year milestone while positioning it for the next century of impact, innovation, and global engagement. He has worked extensively in international science, including engagements with the International Atomic Energy Agency and the International Union of Pure and Applied Physics. In 2010, he was named a Young Global Leader by the World Economic Forum, and he is a member of the Academy of Science of South Africa. In 2022, he was elected as a Fellow of the Royal Society of London, one of the highest honors in global science. His work continues to span research, leadership, and international collaboration with a strong focus on positioning African scholarship at the center of global knowledge production. Please welcome to the podium the Vice Chancellor and Principal of Wits University, Professor Zebulon Vilakazi FRS.
Thank you, Program Director. Have you admired its beauty, its genius, the splendor that is in full display in front of us today, the potential of the universe of infinite possibilities, and that is our first years and their parents and guardians. Congratulations. Distinguished colleagues and members of the senior executive team, academics, professional and administrative staff, representatives of the SRC, thank you for the excellent presentation, Mr. President, parents, guardians, and of course, this incoming class of 2026. Doing the maths, you will be the class of 2029, 2030, and 2032. It's a pleasure to welcome you today to this great University of the Witwatersrand, Johannesburg, for this academic year. Today brings a confluence of many journeys, but they arrive at the same point of convergence. Being admitted, as you heard before, is by no means a mean feat. It reflects your tenacity, ability, and promise. Indeed, you have earned your place. Of course, behind you students is a story of commitment, tenacity, and support. It has taken different forms. This moment not only belongs to students, but to those that help them reach it. To our parents, your presence today matters. No student has arrived here alone. Many of you, parents and guardians, have invested many years. We'd like to take this moment to thank you and give yourselves a roundy, hearty round of applause. This phase will feel very different. University life requires students to take responsibility and have decisions of your own agency. What you can expect from Wits is uncompromising and rigorous academic environment. We do not compromise on excellence. We have exceptional standards. However, we'll give you appropriate support and encourage independence to allow you to finish your qualification in requisite time. You may notice changes in students in your care and how they adjust to a very demanding university life. We expect our students to engage robustly but respectfully, take responsibility for their choices, uphold the values of our university. I have to say very emphatically that the values of this university are non-negotiable, and they're all encoded into our DNA. You cannot change your DNA, it's part of you. The students, when they've signed the code of conduct and when they've committed themselves to the university, they ought to commit themselves to these values. They'll become part of their DNA. As you make this transition to this university, the incoming days are going to be important. The gateway to success will acclimatize you to what the university life will be for you in the coming weeks. We thank you for introducing yourselves to us, your talent, your investment, and expectations, and hope, and confidence in this university. I'll say something about Wits in a short while. But one thing that is for sure, and I can guarantee, because as a Vice-Chancellor parents, I'm the principal and the head and the Vice-Chancellor. But of course, I'm supported by a very strong team. But before I do that, I must say that this university, within its confines, once you enter Wits, I know it's very hard to enter this university, not in terms of your marks, but in terms of the physical infrastructure, that you go through checks and balances before you let you in. We do this because we take pride. Despite being close to Johannesburg CBD, we are one of the safest campuses in the country when you are inside the university. So you are inside Fortress Wits, that you can be rest assured that you are safe. We are taking initiatives now, and you've done very well. Through partnership with Josie My Josie and the Bram Improvement project to actually push those frontiers of safety. I can proudly say that the environment around Braamfontein has, over the last 10 years, started showing signs of actually being a place where students can work, live, and play, which is why we've had a major investment in off-campus resis through Aries, Calgro, and others that are investing in a place they feel that there is partnership between the city, between civil society, and the university. And I think that is what you can take as a guarantee that you'll do maximally in ensuring that your charges are safe here on campus. I do believe that this university has a strong academic and administrative leadership. We are supported by dedicated professional and administrative staff. I'm proud to say that this university has got academics of exceptional quality, both in the leadership of the university, through the deans and the heads of schools, but also in your teachers, some among world leaders in the world. Some have received offers to all the most elite universities in the world, but they choose to work here. Professor Benjamin Rosman was listed, here's a kicker, I'm sure you know about it. Professor Benjamin Rosman, a professor of computer science at Wits, was listed among Time top 100 thinkers in artificial intelligence, along with Sam Altman of OpenAI and others. And Benjamin works here. I'm just giving an example of a list that is by no means exhaustive. In the social sciences, we are investing heavily in trying to build a culture of the theater. The Christie Brook Theater, apparently, by those in the know, is one of the best performing arts theaters in the country. Now, who is leading you? I'm Zebulon Vilagazi, the Vice Chancellor and Principal, but I'm ably assisted by a very strong cabinet. A cabinet made of Senior Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academics, Professor Osman, who leads the academic project at Wits, ensuring excellence in teaching, learning, and curriculum. She's not here today, but you'll get to meet her soon. For research, I have Professor Lynn Morris, Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research and Innovation. Professor Morris oversees globally recognized research portfolios that connect discovery, innovation, and real impact. Professor Morris. The person who ensures that the plant is robust, working. He is the chief engineer of the university, and of course, also a professor of electrical engineering. Professor Ian Jandrell, Deputy Vice Chancellor for Systems and Operations, who ensures that the university functions effectively, sustainably, and safely. Professor Jandrell. The person leading the software of this university, the culture, people, HR, is Professor Gus Stevens, who is a psychologist by training. Those skills do come in handy. He leads the work of building an inclusive, ethical, and supportive human and cultural life. Professor Stevens. I recognize the CFO, Maureen Manyama, the Registrar, who has been introduced earlier, the Dean of Students, Mr. September. We've got 5 faculties. In the Faculty of Science, I have Professor Nithya Chetty. Of course, he's a fellow physicist. That makes him very smart. Apologies. In the Faculty of Health Sciences, a leading vaccinologist, Professor Shabe Mahdi, CBE. Look up what that means, Shabe. It actually means Knight Commander of the British Empire. And I once said that when he became the CBE, if he becomes the Lord, I said, Lord, have mercy on us. In the Faculty of Commerce, Law and Management, a professor of systems engineering is Professor Jason Cohen. Leading the Faculty of Humanities and is a professor of sociology is Professor Musha Musemwa. The acting dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Built Environment, Professor Cuthbert Musungeni. And of course, we have the professional and the heads of schools behind us. This is the cabinet that will ensure that the academic success, cultural, social life of your student and your child thrives. We are rooted in Johannesburg with all its challenges, but that's what creates our grit and resilience. Our vision is to be among the leading universities globally, grounded in academic excellence, social impact, and sustainability and renewal. Our alumni include 40% of all CEOs in the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. 40% of all CEOs. We have 4 Nobel laureates, including Nelson Mandela, Nobel Prize winners, who really have earned it because of their tenacity. Now, as an example, the chief engineer of the Ferrari Formula One car that helped Michael Schumacher win, I think, 7 Formula One titles. That gentleman was Mr. Rory Byrne. Rory Byrne qualified at Wits in the late 60s or early 70s. Now it shows the quality, and the list can be long. So for you first years, you walk through a path that has been trodden by giants, not only of this country, but have made a mark in the world. On behalf of the University of Witwatersrand, Johannesburg, I welcome you here at Wits. We are proud of what you've achieved, and we look forward to what you will contribute here at Wits and beyond campus. As I mentioned earlier, in conclusion, that you have got giants that have shaped this country and this continent. So there's a lot that is expected of you. And may the force be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor, for welcoming our first-year class and giving a sense of the excellent leadership that leads this university, but also giving a clear indicator that our values are not negotiable. That is the strong institution that you are joining here today. It is now the end of the ceremony, and I've got a couple of remarks to make. Some special word for the parents, and also for the first years, but let me just quickly do a vote of thanks, and then I'll just give you a sense of what will happen afterwards. So thank you to everyone that has made today possible. That is you who are in attendance, of course the Vice-Chancellor and the senior executive team, the deans, assistant deans, heads of school who are here today, our special guest speaker, the university registrar, the SRC, the procession, the Wits events team, the security, everyone that came to the party to make today a success. A day like this does not just happen, and that is why we want to take this moment to acknowledge that. There will be buses available for those who want to go to Starrock Park, and there's also, I believe, some free iced cappuccinos and donut stuff being handed out outside, so if you could just also go there. Parents, are the parents here? Yes, the time has arrived. Yeah? An incredible moment of pride, I'm sure, for you. Proud in your young ones and what they've been able to achieve. Proud that they made it into this great university. And I know that many of you made incredible sacrifices for your young ones to be here today. But now it's the moment to let go. Yeah? To let go. You know, some of you were probably that helicopter, the helicopter parent hovering over your child, controlling every little move, every little decision. Who are you seeing when, for what purpose? What are you wearing and why are you wearing it today? Every single move. Parents, it's time to get into the helicopter and fly off. It's time to fly off. The radius of that helicopter that was right above the student, set it for Benoni or something, somewhere far off, and let your young ones be. Believe that the values you've instilled in them, that will carry them through this part of their journey. Believe that those principles that you've instilled, those ways of being, that will carry them through this chapter of their journey. You see, they are now becoming that young person that you have supported, that you've guided. But for them to become fully that, you've now got to let go, as tough as the letting go might be. But don't fly off never to return, please. So every now and again, check in on them. A phone call, a WhatsApp message. Check in on them so every now and again. This journey is extremely rewarding, but it can also be really tough. And when those first test results come in, when the first assignment results come in, it might not be that they have failed, but that 95% that you've become so accustomed to might not be the reality for that first test. And so check in. When they go through things, they are unlikely to tell you everything they're going through, because they know how hard you work. They know the sacrifices you make, and they don't want to be a burden. They want to show you that they are now young adults and that they can handle this on their own. So when you check in, listen to what they're saying, but also listen carefully to what they are not saying. For some of you, your young one will arrive home for the June break, or perhaps at the end of the year, and you're going to look at your child and think, you're going to listen to them, and you're going to think, who the hell is this person? I don't know who this person is. It'll be fine. It's all part of their becoming. It's all part of this part of the journey. You are leaving them in the hands of capable senior leadership team, capable deans, heads of schools, academics, administrative staff, professional staff, everyone whose business it is to help your child succeed. That is our central mission, student success, together with our student leaders that you have seen. So yes, into the helicopter, fly off, but check in so every now and again. And while we're at it, to the first years, you will have a little break tomorrow. So if there's any administrative stuff you still need to sort out, the stands are outside here. Those who need to go to Starrock Park, you can do that today. But there's also tomorrow that you can use to sort some of that out. Tuesday morning, Gateway to Success starts. Gateway to Success is a 2-week academic and student life orientation program that will set you up for success. On Tuesday, according to your program, so just check in, you will meet all the deans of your faculties, you will meet the heads of schools and the academics that will teach you. These are the people you will meet over, the rest of this coming week and perhaps even into the following week. You will be introduced to all the support that's available. You will meet the SRC, the other student leaders, the clubs, the societies, all of that. So if you're serious about your success, Gateway to Success is the program you must join on Tuesday morning. Each one of you will also be given a mentor. Now at the end of next week, parents, I need you to listen again now. At the end of next week Friday, not this Friday, the following Friday, that morning there will be the Wits Spirit game. It will be the Wits Football Club, the boys, our first team, taking on Orlando Pirates Football Club in the rugby stadium. All first years, you are invited to come and see
how our boys beat Orlando Pirates at home. Look, you're a Witsie, so you've got to be on my side. You've got to be on our side. You're gonna forget about Buccaneer, what for that game and support the Wits kids, right? But parents, that night, the SRC will host a bash, a big bash, a party. Yes, a party. They're gonna party, yes. A party. And I ask parents that you please give your child a few extra rand so that they can attend the party and participate in the activities. That's an important part of their journey of being a student here at this great university. In closing, thank you for having been here today. Thank you for choosing Wits. We look forward to walking an incredible journey with you. You have a date with myself, the full executive team, together with academics. You have a date with us in 3-4 years' time or 6 years' time in the Great Hall when we will dress up again, this time to formally cap you, because each and every one of you, you've got what it takes to get the Wits edge and to graduate on time. Thank you. Welcome. It was great. Now I ask that you please rise to enable the platform party to leave the venue, and after that you can check out the stalls and so on outside of the venue. Thank you.
Parents and guardians, can I please ask that when you go to Starrock Park, it is one student and one guardian that goes to Starrock Park to avoid long lines. We are going to service every one of you, but we want to have order. So please, like the Dean has said, enjoy the festivities outside, and those that make their way to Starrock Park in pairs. Thank you so much.
But when